Hi everyone, welcome back and wish you all a very happy new year. In a previous video, we spoke about investing in properties to get a regular rental return. Today, however, we're going to talk about investing in properties for large gains over the long term. In the financial world, the term multi-baggers is used to describe products and stocks that have given returns multiple times higher than their cost of acquisition. Historically in India, both for real estate investors and developers, a large section of the profits have come from identifying properties with strong future value. Another really important part of this process is purchasing these properties at an attractive low price at the right time. And finally, large returns over the long term tend to come when investors hold on to these assets over a reasonable time period and maybe wait for markets to mature in some cases. A few examples of this could be Bandra Kurla complex in Mumbai, High Tech City in Hyderabad, and Gurgaon in NCR. So how can investors predict these future trends and identify properties for long-term growth potential? Today, we're going to discuss a few important factors that help predict the future value of a property, which are infrastructure and policy changes. In an earlier video, we spoke about micro markets or smaller subdivisions within cities that have their own defining characteristics and also maybe some residual demand. An important predictor of the future value of a property is the infrastructure built around it. In the past, we have seen how intra-city infrastructure development can change the dynamics between these micro markets and be a predictor for where the market in a particular area is heading. Examples of this kind of intra-city infrastructure could be roads, bridges, or even metro lines. An upcoming example of this is the Mumbai Trans Harbour Link. This is an almost 22-kilometer long sea bridge that connects Sivri in the island city to Nhava Sheva on the Navi Mumbai side. On one side of the bridge in Sivri, the prevailing rates are close to 30 to 40,000 rupees a square foot, while on the other side, the prevailing rates are 5 to 10,000 rupees a square foot. So we can see how changes in intra-city infrastructure connect these different micro markets and could cause changes and flux in price. Similarly, research conducted in Delhi, which has one of India's most developed metro networks, showed that there is a significant relation between the distance of a property from a metro station and its price. Apart from the distance to the station, other factors such as the presence of multiple lines or an interchange between lines was also found to have a significant impact on the price of a property. In the same region, reports have also noted how the coming of the rapid metro in Gurgaon changed the price levels of commercial real estate there. While rentals in Gurgaon for commercial spaces were between 60 and 70 rupees a square foot from 2012 to 2016, in the years since, the coming of the rapid metro has seen increased connectivity, and cyber city rentals are now supposed to be between 110 and 130 rupees a square foot. On the policy side, some cities are also trying to take advantage of these infrastructure changes. In Mumbai, the BMC had announced earlier that it would be giving increased FSI or floor space index near metro stations in Mumbai. This increased FSI would allow for increased construction in areas immediately surrounding upcoming metro stations and change the dynamics of the city's development. To show you how investors act on these trends, we can look at the recent registration data from 2020 for Mumbai. From the period of September to December 2020, 35% of the registrations for residential properties that happened in Mumbai were between the Goregaon and Dahisar belt. This belt also happens to be the area that is going to be connected by a new metro line that is supposed to start sometime this year. Apart from intra-city infrastructure, large-scale projects also have an effect on future property price. For example, the upcoming Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor is supposed to enable the creation of brand new smart cities. Some of these, such as the Dhulera Smart City project located near Ahmedabad, is also attracting a lot of attention from investors. On a national scale, creation of large transport networks and highways also enable increased urbanization and could impact future property prices between these large urban centers. Another example of large national scale infrastructure is the creation of new greenfield airports. Policy initiatives in these areas are also designed to attract investment. An example of these changing dynamics due to infrastructure and policy can be seen today in Noida. On the policy side, the government has also tried to make a push by reducing circle rates by about 20% for commercial spaces. Similarly, the Jewar airport coming up near New Delhi is going to have a similar effect in bringing investment to a new area. For example, with the Jewar airport, over the course of 2020, 69 investors were allotted 150 hectares of industrial land, with officials expecting an investment of 2,300 crores. Noida is also benefiting from the surrounding markets in NCR maturing over time. As we mentioned before, increased connectivity and improved infrastructure have resulted in rentals increasing over time in places like Gurgaon. Reports suggest that due to these lower prices and rentals, there is movement and migration for commercial real estate into Noida. Strong policy incentives from the government, coupled with large infrastructure projects, could see large gains in this region over the long term. This trend of urbanization is only going to continue in India as we move towards the future. Oxford Economics Global City Report suggests that between 2019 and 2035, 17 out of the 20 fastest growing cities in the world will be from India. In the same vein, this increased urbanization could benefit Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in India the most, that have the highest potential to keep growing. Alright everyone, I hope that this video gave you an idea of how investors identify these multi-baggers for long-term returns. As always, please let me know what you think in the comments below, and do like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. A big thank you to each and every person who subscribed to the channel and has brought us this far, and I hope to see you soon in the future.